Hey people, Shamanic here for Shamanic Lodge. I can see I'm going to have to start doing more videos towards women because of some things that are happening now, in that more women are being really activated in their shamanic life and going through some big life changes. And I'm not exactly sure why. I mean, I have a lot of theories, but I'm somebody that likes to really keep my theories to myself on big events like this because it's easy to make quick decisions, but those quick decisions aren't always the right ones. And sometimes when you're going through things that are unique and you want to try to figure things out, and looking back at past references to other experiences, you say, oh, well, this is probably happening. Well, maybe, maybe not. And therefore, just like exploring new areas, it's going to be step by step and constant awareness, paying attention, reevaluation after reevaluation, without getting too lost in the evaluating process. So you're allowed to really just kind of explore. And so when I'm watching women go through their big life changes, relationship changes, moving, and all kinds of things, I'm paying attention to a lot of the little details. And of course, women want to know, well, not just women, but, it seems more though than men want to know what's happening. And again, because they want to do the right thing, make the right decisions, right that. Well, that may not be available. You have to keep going through things. I mean, I have so many stories that I share with people that I'm working with about when I get into something totally new and I have no idea where I'm going. And sometimes there's no logic, or it seems like bad logic, or the idea is just ridiculous, but it feels right. And I keep pushing through it step by step. So I'm seeing some really great, unique things happen with the women that I'm working with. And I'll get these updates, but I don't give any feedback. And so, women in general, and for you men out there working with women, this is for you too. They'll often take that as I don't care, or I'm bothering you with this little stuff. No. I mean, I got a message early this morning um, from Orshi, and it was just like, wow. It was just a short thing about something that's been happening, and I'm thinking about it. It just put me into some really deep thought, and uh, in that deep thought, I found myself just going into so many possibilities of where this thing that she's working on could really go, and how it could really relieve her of her post. We call areas where we have sometimes feel stuck in. There's a post. You're assigned to be here for this time until you get a replacement, or until you're done, or whatever. You know. Yes, the sun is coming up. um, but I look at some of these events that these girls are going through, and the wow factor comes up, you know, and I try to put, because they're all located around the world, and you try to put the pieces together, of what's happening in femininity and shamanism that, is going to be connected with these women that are terminals, and how many other women are going through this, because I have my circle, my shamanic community that I work with, and it's worldwide. So, but again, it's a tiny, tiny fraction of the world population, of the shamanic population. So it really let me, if I'm seeing these big things happen in my small circle, comparatively speaking, to the population out there, I'm impressed with what's going on. And I bet the puppeteers are scrambling for control, because things like what Orshi's doing is just like a big boom, you know. Elisa, for instance, is just going through some other discoveries, in the elements that she works with, Sheda or Sacra Flama. The things that she's writing is just like, it's like boom, So there's a part of me that when I get messages from women of things that are what they're going through, I don't give feedback because I don't want to steer them away from the unique path of creativity that they're on, you know. And I really guard myself to be not even asking the questions that might get them to think like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be doing this, you know. So for you girls, keep going as the way you're going because yeah, if I see you doing something a little crazy, I'm not going to say it's crazy. I'm just going, hey, so explain this, you know, because I've done my crazy shit, you know, that worked out great, you know. And but even while I was doing it, I was like, what am I doing? Have I lost my mind, you know? And then come to find out, it just bloomed. My project or the things I was doing bloomed into something that I could have never imagined how good this would turn out, or even where this was going at all. And that's one of the really beautiful things about shamanic life or doing these kind of journeys and projects is sometimes, like I said, all defies all logic, defies all common sense, and just sometimes even looks like a really bad and fatally stupid idea, only to turn out to be something just so magnificent. And so, and when I'm watching new shamans do these things, or apprentices do these things, or people just really getting into their shamanic awakening, going through these experiences, you know, I have to really guard myself of just making so careful I don't interrupt the unique process. Because with the legacy and the lineage I come from, you know, that's something that's so important is to you give people the foundation that makes them the good shaman in either the apprenticeship or in their just shamanic training. The foundation is so important because if you have a great foundation, you can build anything on top of it. But at the same time, you want that person to be unique, and there's a couple reasons for that. One of them is to when they're unique, they're going to be functioning at the highest capacity possible for that person. But also, it better serves the public because you can have all the cookie cutter type shamans out there that everybody says the same thing. Everybody took the same test and regurgitates the same, you know, shamanic, new agey cliches. But that's just so generic. It doesn't really help people be unique. It doesn't help people really grow. So the more people that you can have that are out there that are being really competent, really effective shamans, but are also unique, the more that you can work with the smaller groups, you know, that really create more really unique shamans in there. And I've like I always say, man, I wish there were more good shamans out there because there's too much work. Too many people really need that guidance. Too many people really need that support, the encouragement, the feedback. You know, but at the same time, when they're out of that apprentice phase, you know, and they're doing these unique things, I try to tell people when you're doing something really unique, I can't really help you other than just ask questions, you know, get you to stimulate more thought about what you're doing, be more aware, and have your vision be a lot wider instead of getting too focused, getting too much of a narrow focus. So the things that are happening these days, I guess it causes a lot of stress, and particularly with these phases with women. Um, but hang in there. That's all I can say. It's just beautiful to watch this stuff. I know you girls are going through some shit. It's going to be very, very stressful, especially on your relationships, your living situations, and finances, and so on. Um, but it'll work out. You know, I remember back in the late '80s, early '90s. You know, guys were going through this when we started doing the peace chambers, and men were getting like bombarded with these structures and formulas and different equations that things were going on, and it was just like wow. And then at the turn of the century, you know, from '98 to 2001, was like heavy, heavy hits on guys then, you know. So it goes that way. Sometimes it's like for everybody, but then sometimes it's focused on men, sometimes it's focused on women. Yeah, I did say two genders. Sorry, you know, uh, I'm old fashioned that way. Mm. Anyway, so I just want to make a quick video on that and just tell everybody just keep pushing at it. You know, I can't wait until all this stuff kind of comes together, and I would love it if I could do like a Zoom and have all these girls on there talking about what they're going through and what they did and so on. It would be awesome. Um, so stay tuned. If you know anybody else who's going through some of this stuff, share this video with them, you know, or any of the other ones that you like. Subscribe, like, share, all that. And let's try to help because, like I said, it has to be happening to a lot of women in a lot of different degrees of intensity. And maybe we can, like, you know, do a bigger community service by putting more information out there that could be helpful for them in their process. All right, catch you guys later.